Have you ever felt like the more you understand the world, the harder it is to feel understood? That the deeper your thoughts go, the more the world turns away? You're not imagining things. There's a reason why the most thoughtful minds often walk alone. It's not because they're broken. It's because society wasn't built for people who ask too many questions. From ancient philosophers to modern scientists, the story remains the same. Deep thinkers are rarely embraced while they're alive. But why? Why does insight breed isolation? And why does the pursuit of truth make you feel so far from everyone else? Let's unravel the psychology, history, and social mechanics behind this paradox. When we think of intelligence, we often associate it with success, prestige, or admiration. But here's the twist. Intelligence, especially the kind that sees through illusions, tends to repel more than it attracts. Why? Because it forces people to confront what they don't want to see about the world and about themselves. You see, intelligence isn't threatening in the way strength or wealth might be. When someone is stronger, we admire them. When someone is richer, we might envy them. But when someone is intellectually deeper, we feel exposed. Not because they brag, but because their presence is a mirror, one that reflects our own blind spots. This isn't arrogance. It's discomfort. Psychologists call it the mirror effect. A deep thinker doesn't need to criticize you. They just need to exist, and your insecurities will do the rest. Here's the core of it all. We define ourselves by what we think. Our beliefs, opinions, and assumptions are not just ideas. They are who we are. So when a deep thinker questions them, we don't just feel intellectually challenged. We feel personally attacked. This is what makes intelligence different from other traits. Muscles are physical. Wealth is external. But intelligence? It lives in the mind, the same space where ego lives. And ego is protective. It guards your beliefs like a lion guarding its cubs. That's why when someone challenges your worldview, even politely, the brain perceives it as a threat. Not just to your ideas, but to your entire self-image. To truly understand this phenomenon, we need to go back in time. Thousands of years ago, survival didn't depend on brilliance. It depended on belonging. Being accepted by the tribe meant safety. Being different? That meant danger. Our brains evolved to prioritize group cohesion over independent thought. So when someone introduces an idea that disrupts the status quo, the tribe pushes back. Not necessarily out of malice, but out of instinct. This is why the deep thinker, the one who questions, critiques, and sees beyond, often finds themselves on the edge of the social circle. Their very existence disturbs the harmony of the tribe. In the digital age, you'd think we've evolved past this. But social media proves the opposite. Online platforms don't reward depth. They reward speed. They reward certainty, not curiosity. And above all, they reward what feels good, not what is true. Algorithms favor outrage over wisdom, sensation over substance. So the thinker who says, "Let's look at this from multiple angles," is buried under a mountain of emotionally charged clickbait. This creates intellectual deserts, spaces where deep thought can't grow because it doesn't get engagement. The loudest voice wins, not the wisest. Think of the names history now reveres. Socrates, Spinoza, Hypatia, Kierkegaard, Turing, all of them misunderstood. All of them punished, ignored, or ridiculed in their time. Why? Because they dared to ask questions that society wasn't ready to answer. Their ideas weren't flawed. They were simply ahead of their time. And society doesn't reward that. Not immediately. It rewards ideas only after they've become safe. Galileo was locked away for pointing out the obvious, that the earth revolves around the sun. Tesla died penniless, while others monetized his ideas. Turing saved millions, but was destroyed by prejudice. Their brilliance was seen as a threat, not because it was wrong, but because it disrupted power. Arthur Schopenhauer, one of the darkest yet most honest philosophers, once wrote, "A high degree of intellect tends to make a man unsocial." He believed that the more you understand, the harder it becomes to relate to the world. Because the world runs on illusions, money, status, appearances, rituals, and the intelligent mind sees through them. But that clarity comes at a price. alienation. The deeper your vision, the more alone you feel. He called this the curse of intelligence, a life of insight, but also of isolation. So what do you do if you're one of these minds? If you've ever felt distant, not because you're arrogant, but because the world doesn't speak your language, you don't shrink. You don't silence yourself. But you also don't cast pearls before swine. You share your thoughts where they can take root. You find your tribe, not the largest, but the most thoughtful. And you take solace in this. While society may resist deep thinkers today, it is always their ideas that shape tomorrow. If this message struck a chord with you, let us know in the comments. Have you ever felt disconnected because of your thoughts? You're not alone. And if you want more perspectives like this, grounded in psychology, philosophy, and history, subscribe and join a space made for minds like yours. We're just getting started.